Good morning. Today is Monday, June 10th. Happy birthday to all you June 10ers. Hope you have a wonderfully blessed day. This morning's message comes, I was inspired by my little sweetie. He texts me every morning. And this is the. Some people seem to think that there's really big differences between interracial dating, that you have to do something special for a black woman to date a white man and vice versa. It's not that you have to do anything special, because people are people, men are men and women are women, and that dynamic is just always present. So for a black woman to date a white man, there's nothing just specific that you need to do besides be approachable, because men are men, and our femininity is really what they want to unlock. We hold the key, and a lot of times we think that we're the only ones shy, and women are the only ones bashful. We are not. Men are just as shy, and they are just as bashful, and they need the buy-in. Men want a sure thing. That's why the popular girl in school was not just a cheerleader, but sometimes the one who put out, because she was a sure thing. They want to get it. so when you have that dynamic of interracial dating, you do have a reluctancy to move forward on that, because it's unfamiliar, it's uncharted territory. And so they need to make sure that, yes, I'm going to be received, because who wants to be rejected? I can't stand rejection. If I feel like I'm going to be rejected, I'm not going to put myself out there a lot of times. But sometimes I will go ahead and be bold and put myself out there for something I really like. There's also the other element, and I think men have it too. I am shy. Yes, I'm straightforward, and I'm frank, and I'm blunt. I'm still shy. That is always with me. And if I really, really am attracted to someone, sometimes I say nothing, and I miss an opportunity, because I'm like, I don't want to be rejected, because that's something I really want. And if I really want that and pursue that and go after that and get rejected, it's going to be a blow to my ego. It's going to take me a long time to recover. So, no, I'm going to leave it alone. But it depends. It's all based on the individual personality, individual choices, and timing. Timing also. Of course, that's key. And I've never been a woman. I hate to use that term, I don't believe in. But what it is I don't feel comfortable pursuing a man. I'm not going to say that it's wrong. I'm going to say I don't feel comfortable doing it. And when I see it, I actually don't like it. I don't like to see a woman who drips all over a man. Let that man show some interest in you. Let that man chase you. I find that to be more exciting anyway. I like to be pursued, and I like chivalry. That age will never die for me. And I'm a bold, assertive type of female. I really am. But I'm a girl. I like being a girl. I like being treated like a girl. And that doesn't mean that I'm looking for a man I do like an established man, don't get me wrong, but that doesn't mean I'm going to exclude a man who isn't established, who isn't on his up and coming and trying to get somewhere, because I know how to go out to dinner and touch my wallet and pay for a meal if necessary. But I'm not going to do that all the time, and I will only do that if I'm really interested in the guy. And you have to have some type of personality to hold my interest, because here's the thing. Men have their penis, and blood flows through their penis, and they get erect. They can get stimulated much more readily than a female because of that blood flowing through that area. And I don't know why I stuttered, because I am not timid or afraid around a penis. I love a penis. It's God's gift, right? I will say this. Women are made differently. As nurturers, we don't have blood flowing down into a penis that doesn't exist. Yeah, blood can flow into your clit and get it hard, and people say that's the equation of a penis. But for me, blood flows to my head, and that's when my pussy gets wet. That's when I get excited. If you can touch my mind, if you do something to arouse me and stimulate my mind, you've got me. And once my mind is no longer turned on to you, I don't care how skilled you are in bed. I don't care what your prowess is. Don't freaking touch me because you're gross. I no longer like you. I'm no longer attracted to you. So nothing you have will turn me on. And that's another reason why I believe, yeah, it's possible for a husband or a boyfriend to rape their girlfriend. It's possible for a husband to rape a wife because you're not touching her mind. You're not getting her aroused. She don't want you. Don't touch her. She's going to be just as dry as ever, and then you're going to try to have sex with that, and you're just ripping that flesh and tearing into that flesh, and that is rape. Yes, it is. So yes, that's possible. So this mind thing is everything. And another thing that I know about men, I know they're private and they don't want you to tell their business. I think that's where their shyness comes out, because they're like, I know you ain't telling her what my dick do. Like, no, don't. You girls talk too much. I think men sometimes talk too much too. But my thing is this. In effort to educate and to learn, you have to talk. You don't have to tell every single nuance, but you have to say something. Like, there was this thing that's happening currently in my life. I was talking to one of my girlfriends about it, and she said, well, this is what you need to do for that. And I said, you know what, if I hadn't talked to you about this, I never would have known, because I'm going to try that. I really, really am, because this relationship is important to me, and of course I want to get the most out of it. But come on, a drowning man can't save himself. So for any man that might listen to my videos, y'all need to quit playing. If you guys are not talking to your bros, your fellas, your posse, your pack, whatever you want to call yourselves, if you're not occasionally bringing this up and talking, how you gonna get better? You might have an area that, sexually, you got a Band-Aid on, and some of y'all need a tourniquet because you're bleeding out. You need some serious help, but you're too embarrassed to talk to somebody about it or to ask somebody about it. You need to open up your mouth and ask. Just like sexually, partners need to open up their mouths and be more audible with the oohs and the ahs and, oh, and I like that. Give hints. People need to know. The only way to learn is to ask. And if you never ask, you're not going to grow. You're going to be stagnant. I'm not trying to be stagnant. So from time to time, to my guys, yes, sometimes I am talking about you to my girlfriends. Not absolutely everything, but some little things. If I feel like, I need a little help in that area. And you will appreciate it because you want me to get better, don't you? I know I want to get better. What put me on the subject was my little sweetie currently. He's Caucasian and I'm black, and he's timid, and I'm his first black woman that he's ever dated. And I was telling him a couple of weeks ago that being your first experience, I want it to be a good experience for you. Now, I said that to him because I'm genuine and sincere. That's what I really want. This turned him on so much. I didn't know my reward was going to be so great because I wasn't looking to be rewarded. I'm just being honest. I just want you to have a good experience. His head just turned and I'm like, oh, okay, well, all right, well, we'll take this too. Honesty will pay off. True spot. Anyway, but the thing about it is, and there are some differences between interracial dating. There really are. There's some things that is just a male-female thing, but there are some differences. When I see the differences, I will share them. And this is one of the differences with white men being a little more timid than black men, because same-sex dating, a lot of stuff can be taken, and a lot of stuff actually is taken for granted. for me with black men, they're taking for granted that they're putting in some good work. And I've had some, you put in some sloppy work. It wasn't good. And to be nice, sometimes I didn't say anything. But for me, with black men, they take for granted that it's good. White men don't do that. They don't take for granted that it's good. Most of the time, they tend to think it might not have been so good, and they're concerned about it. They might say something, they may not. But with my little sweetie now, he says things. And I asked him, why do you ask me these questions? And he goes, I'm following your lead. You asked me questions. You taught me this. And I like that because I'm not more skilled than he is, I wouldn't say, but I have been more vocal than he has. And because I'm more vocal, I tend to, I write sex. And I like sex. I feel that I'm good at it. I haven't had a partner complain. So, in writing sex, and that intimidated him too when he found out what I did. He's like, what do you do? I said, well, I do have a job outside of my home, but predominantly I'm an author. Well, what do you write? Well, I write sex. And as soon as you tell a man that you write sex, you can't get his mind off sex. And as soon as I tell someone what I do, they want to find out, how do you do what you do? I'm like, you're not going to experience Danny just because that's what I write. That doesn't mean you're going to tap into this resource. That's not going to happen. But it did happen with my sweetie. It always happens, and he finds that out, and then all of a sudden, that's all he can think about. And so he keeps bringing up this thing of sex. I'm like, we just met. We're just talking. We don't always have to talk about sex. And that's like an oxymoron coming from me. I talk about sex all the time. That's one of my favorite subjects. But I don't like it when I'm interested in someone and that's all we're talking about is sex. I want to get to know you first. Again, I'm leaning into that touch my mind, because if you can't do that, I'm not going to be sexually aroused. And I have, this might be TMI, but I have the ability to stay ready. I'm ready on demand. Okay? I had one partner and he couldn't believe it. And he's like, I know I need to be touching you or whatever for you to get aroused. I said, no, that's not true. I can arouse myself with just a thought. I don't even have to touch myself and I can become aroused. I have trained my body and I know my body very well. And he's like, yeah, right. He didn't believe me. So he, being the person that he was, put it to the test. So he's with me and we were kissing and my body starts moving as if I was having an orgasm. He's like, you got jokes. He said, nothing real is going on here. You are not there yet. Or I said, okay, whatever. So he went in and found out. He goes, oh my gosh, you are there. Yeah, I know how to get me there. So if you're inadequate, I'm adequate. I'm ready. What you gonna do? Not everybody has it like that. It's a skill you can learn. But you can't be afraid and timid and afraid of your own body. And being shy, some people think that's cute. I don't. Because to me, being shy about what you want sexually, you're missing out. Oh, I couldn't tell him that I didn't like him touching me this way. I really wanted to do that. But I'm shy, so I didn't want to tell. Well, you boo-boo the food, because then you're not going to experience what you really desire from that relationship, and you're not going to get the most out of it. And anything worth doing, in my opinion, is worth doing well. Perfect that thing. Get in there, put in some good work. Do it for yourself, do it for your partner, and make your experience the best experience. My mother told me a long time ago that the best sex you can ever have is not going to be with somebody you just met. It's going to have to be with somebody you just know. So you're not going to have the best sex you ever had with a one-night stand. And I have lived that and have learned that it is true. The best sex you can ever have is not going to be with the one night stand. You could have the longest sexual exercise that you ever had with the one night stand, but the best sex, it comes with when you're connected mentally and your mind is flowing and you're stimulated. My little sweetie asked me this morning about, our last encounter, and he wanted to know, did he please me? And I'm thinking, all right, by now you should be able to tell whether or not you pleased me. You were there. I was there. Did you please me? I could be arrogant like that, but I'm not. I give him what he asked for. Why do I give him what he asked for? Because I am concerned about him and I care about him, and I want him, again, to have a good experience and to get the most out of it. I don't want him to go away from this relationship feeling like with black women you can't ask them questions, or with black women they are not going to give you clues as to whether they're aroused or whatever. So it's like, what part about our experience turned you on? And for me, when I care about somebody, the biggest part about them that turns me on is the way they treat me and how they make me feel. So the biggest part, and I had to be honest with him, and this wasn't an answer he was expecting from me, but it's my honest answer. The biggest part for me and what turned me on the most was in the midst of our intimacy, I opened my eyes. Because when you close your eyes, for me, I'm tuning into how I feel, how my body's feeling and all that. I'm really connected with my body and how I'm being stimulated by his touch and the intensity of whatever we're doing. I open my eyes and I look into his eyes and I see the expression on his face, and this man was doing all that he could to bring me pleasure. That turned me on so much so that I exploded. It wasn't so I give him my truth, and so he responds back to me, goes, that was beautiful. That wasn't what I was expecting to hear, but I love the way you talk to me. And the thing is, I love the way he talks to me too. The way he talks to me makes me feel beautiful. The way he talks to me lets me know that I'm important to him. And then when he confirms it with his words, and he says, I like it that you talk to me like that, and you're right. Bringing you pleasure gives me pleasure, and it's very important to me. And again, as soon as I read that, the blood is rushing through my head, and I'm wet down there. I'm ready. That's how we keep it going, okay? You want to know how to keep that sexual music playing? Compliments combined with touching, combined with presence of mind, takes me over the edge. It probably takes a lot of people over the edge. But I would say that get connected in your mind, and watch the amazing things that your body will do. And a man could have a wandering eye, and his eye, that right eye, that left eye, whatever, be all over the place. And he could have, dare I say, not the biggest piece of equipment in the world. Or he could say, you could say, he has one leg shorter than the other, or whatever. You could have some physical imperfections. Let me just say that. You can still love a person with all of that because of how they stimulate your mind. Love covers a multitude of sin, a multitude of imperfections. Love is very important. And that is what really makes sex great. And when you love somebody, it doesn't necessarily mean you're in love, but it means that, your hearts are connected because you do care, and that's important. I'm Danny Daniels. I want you all to have a beautifully blessed day. And I am behind on my videos. YouTube took forever to upload my video yesterday. I guess they didn't like, you say gun control, and they're like, uh-oh, is this hate speech? Gun control isn't hate speech. But it finally uploaded my 2 cents videos, and I'm real good at giving my unsolicited 2 cents because I have an opinion on everything. So anyway, I'm out. You guys be blessed and have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.